After dropping Game 2 yesterday and losing their sixth straight game, the Springfield Drifters return here for game number 3 against the Ridgefield Raptors. Hello and welcome to Ridgefield Outdoor Recreation Complex. My name is Knight Uretsky, your play-by-play man for the Springfield Drifters. And yesterday was a 7-1 loss for the Drifters. They only had 3 hits in the entire game. One of them a solo shot by Dominic Hellman. The other 2 went to Nate Stevens, both of them singles. And it was just a poor day offensively for Springfield. That's been the story of the season. This team is 15th in the WCL in batting average, and the team yesterday just couldn't pull together some hits. Ridgefield, on the other hand, they had 9 hits overall and 7 runs. They scored those 7 runs in the first 3 innings. In fact, after the 3rd inning, Ridgefield went down in order. It was all the way through the 8th inning, just in order, and that was it for Ridgefield offensively. It was just a grand slam from Isaac Lovins that really got it done for the Raptors. But other than that, Springfield did a good job in the bullpen. But obviously, it's really hard to win when you only score 1 run and have 3 hits overall, and the 3 hits go to 2 players. Springfield now returns for game number 3 against the Raptors, and they're hoping to take this one against the Raptors. They got swept by the Portland Pickles earlier this week, and they're hoping to avoid their 2nd straight sweep. Let's go ahead and read you today's starting lineups for this game of game number 3. Cole Kleckner going to lead things off. He'll be in left field. Trevor Anson going to be the shortstop, batting second. Dane Frazier, the DH today, in the 3 spot. Dominic Hellman, who had that home run yesterday on the solo shot to dead center. He'll be the cleanup hitter for the Drifters. Caden Delosier, the first baseman, making his first start as a Springfield Drifter. He'll be in the 5 spot. Ryan Hayes going to be the catcher in the 6th position. He'll be the opening catcher as he's still working his way back from that knee injury. Taylor Holder going to be the right fielder in the 7 hole. Ethan Sitzman batting 8th and playing second base. And then Mac Moyer, his final game as a Springfield Drifter, he'll be batting 9th and will be in center field. They'll be facing off against Charlie Royal. He is a right-handed pitcher headed off to Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. Just wrapped up his high school career at Woodrow Wilson High School in Long Beach. Drifters today wearing the blue jerseys. This is the 2nd time they've worn the blue jerseys on the road against Ridgefield. Ridgefield today, they're wearing the black jerseys with the white pants. Kleckner, the left-handed hitter, steps up to the plate. Royal on the mound, and the first pitch comes in for a strike, and it's now 0-1. 1:04 p.m. is the start here today, so 1 minute earlier than scheduled. Love to see it here in Ridgefield. Second pitch to Kleckner, and misses away, and it's now 1-1. Kleckner yesterday 0 for 2 with a walk and a strikeout. He's now 0 for 4 since going 4 for 6 against the Pickles earlier this week. Here's the 1-1 to Kleckner, and that misses away. 2-1. Kleckner, though, on the year, a .269 batting average, has 21 hits, only one of them extra bases. It was a double. He does have 11 RBIs. Here's the 2-1 to Kleckner. Called a strike, and it's now 2-2. So Royal, the pitcher on the mound for the Raptors. This is his 2nd start of the year, his 4th game overall on the mound. Here's the 2-2. Off speed, misses away to Kleckner, and it's now full to the left fielder. Roll picked up the loss in his last outing. He gave 4 earned runs, 7 runs total in 3 innings with 10 hits. And now Kleckner's going to be aboard with a walk after the full count pitch missed away. This brings up Trevor Anson, the shortstop today. We're seeing Anson play shortstop a little bit more than second base as of late. I think that Coach Richards is just trying to figure out what the right lineup is for the Springfield team. Anson normally had been a second baseman, but he's playing more at the shortstop position, and they're trying to find the right offensive order. First pitch misses away to Anson, and it's 1-0. Anson 0 for 4 yesterday and 0 for 8 in the series. He's been hitless in his last 4 games, but he's been able to barrel up the ball, just hasn't dropped for him. Here's the 1-0 to Anson, and it misses away, and it's now 2-0 to the shortstop. Anson got his batting average all the way up to 240 after that monstrous game against Cowlitz where he went 3 for 4, had the go-ahead hit. His average has since dropped to 185. Fouls off the 2-0, and it's now 2-1 to him. So Anson, as a whole, just 0 for his last 15. Looking to get back on track here today against Ridgefield. Kleckner standing at first, 2-1 the count. Here's the pitch to Anson, swing and a miss. 2-2. Almost a back pick from Sharp, the catcher today. Kleckner back at first safely. Royal comes set at the waist. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. And that's a breaking ball low. Full count. So the first 2 batters for the Drifters get a full count. On deck is Dane Frazier, the DH. Here's the payoff pitch. And that misses away, and the throw went to second, but Kleckner's going to stop there as the ball found its way into the outfield. Oh, they're going to say interference? So they're going to say Anson called a strike, and then Kleckner's going to have to head back to first. Now Coach Richards is going to go talk things over with home plate umpire Kirk Ordway. And now Kleckner's out on the base paths too, so there'd be 2 outs. So Kleckner tried to steal second. He's out. Anson, I guess, also is out with a strike 3 call, though I didn't see a strike called by Ordway, the home plate umpire. Either way, 2 outs, nobody on. And here's Dane Frazier as he sees the first pitch called for a strike, 0-1. So I believe Anson's out on a strikeout. Kleckner out on the interference play, and now Frazier at the plate, and he gets down 0-2. Wow, what a weird swing. It almost was 2 on, nobody out. And Frazier swings and misses. The ball's in the dirt. Sharp picks it up behind the plate, fires the first, and the inning is over. So a weird 3-up, 3-down inning for Springfield. 2 strikeouts for Royal, and we'll head to the bottom of the first. 0-0 the score. You're watching the Springfield Drifters on the road here in Ridgefield. Then he interfered with the play, and Kleckner was out at second because he was at first with 3 strikes. So here's Hunter Dryden now after that weird first inning. He's the right-hander from Whitworth. He's going to be making his 5th start of the year, and he's going to be facing off against Jacob Sharp, Travis Welker, and Mikey Kane. 1, 2, and 3 for this Ridgefield Raptors lineup. First pitch from Dryden comes in for a strike at the knees, and it's 0-1 to Jacob Sharp. Sharp yesterday 1 for 4. He picked up his first hit of the series. He's overall just 1 for 7 against Springfield. Second pitch, Sharp grounds it to the third base side. Foul, left of the chalk, and it's now 0-2. Sharp, the .349 batting average on the year with 30 hits and 9 home runs. That 9 home runs is first in the WCL, which is really impressive considering he's been the leadoff hitter for Ridgefield this entire series. The 0-2 high from Dryden, and it's now 1-2. Here's the 1-2 to Sharp, and that's inside, and it's now 2-2. So Whitworth, the pitcher from, Dryden, the pitcher from Whitworth, 0-2 on the year. This is his 5th start, 8th game overall. He has 24 strikeouts in 23 and 2/3 innings pitched with a 3.80 ERA. Here's the 2-2 to Sharp. Check swing, and it's fouled. We'll do the 2-2 one more time. Dryden, a heavy fastball pitcher for the Drifters. He throws two fastballs, the four-seam and the two-seam. Those are both his big strikeout pitches. For him, he has a slider that supplements the fastballs, and when the slider's working, he has really, really successful innings. When the slider's not hitting, then he sends the struggle. Here's the 2-2, and that one's fouled away, and it's now, I guess, a 3-2 as the pitch was not fouled off on the second pitch of the, or excuse me, on the 2-2 pitch. They said that he did not foul it. It went off the mask of Hayes, and now it's a full count. What a wild start to this game with home plate umpire Kirk Ordway. Here's the 3-2, and that one down and away, and it's a walk for Sharp.
Now up to bat for the Ridgefield Raptors, today's third baseman from Fresno State, Travis Welker.
This brings up Travis Welker, the third baseman, runner at first. Nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning. Both teams start off with a walk on their leadoff hitter, and now Dryden, the right-hander, is going to have to work out of the stretch. First pitch high, and it's now 1-0. So Welker 1 for 3 yesterday. He's on a 3-game hit streak. During that 3-game hit streak, he's been 6 for 11 at the plate. Overall, a .310 batting average for the third baseman. Here's the 1-0, swing and a miss. It's now 1-1. He had a double yesterday, which was his 5th double of the year. 16 RBIs for the third baseman. Overall, 3 hits against the Drifters. Dryden goes back to first. In there safely is the runner in Sharp. Still waiting the 1-1 is Welker. Caden DeLozier, the first baseman today for the Drifters. He's there covering. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and Welker is going to foul this away, 1-2. As Sharp started to steal, stopped in between the base paths, and then went back to first. Do the 1-2 now to Welker. Dryden looks back towards first, now comes set. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch to Welker, off speed, high, and it's now 2-2. Saw Hunter Dryden earlier this week against the Portland Pickles in that 4-0 loss on July 14th. That was 3 days ago, and Dryden, that was more just a live in-game bullpen session for him as he only threw 1 inning, faced off against 5 batters, and had a successful day, allowing no earned runs. Welker grounds this to the left side. Anderson flips it over to Sitzman at 2. They throw it to 1, and it's a double play. 6-4-3 double play for the Drifters, and man, they've been turning 2 like it's nothing here in Ridgefield. Yesterday they had a 6-4-3 double play in the 5th and a 5-4-3 double play in the 6th. They're able to turn 2 4 times in game number 1, and they turn it once here in inning number 1 as 2 are gone in the bottom of the first. 0-0 the score. Mikey Kane, the shortstop, comes up now. First pitch to Kane. High and inside, and it's now 1-0. Kane is now 0 for 4 yesterday, 2 for 8 in the series. Yesterday, it snapped his 3-game hit streak. He had 3 straight 2-hit games prior to yesterday. He'll line this towards left field. It gets down the line. Kleckner cuts it off in the corner, and he'll throw it in, keeping Kane at first. First hit of the game goes to the Ridgefield Raptors, and it goes to Mikey Kane, his 3rd hit of the series.
Coming to the plate for the Ridgefield Raptors, the right fielder from Cal State Bakersfield, Trent Brooks.
This brings up Trent Prokes. He's 2nd in the WCL in batting average with a .400 average. He's on an 8-game hitting streak. Prokes originally from Modesto, California, just played his collegiate baseball at Modesto Junior College, but he's already committed to his next school next year. It'll be Cal State University Bakersfield. First pitch from Dryden comes in for a strike. It's now 0-1 to Prokes. So Prokes going to be a road runner at Cal State University Bakersfield. Stays in the San Joaquin Valley, just heading a little bit south from Modesto. Here's the 0-1, and that's going to be grounded towards the left side. Anson picks it up at shortstop, collects it, throws over to first, and Prokes is retired. Just the one hit from Mikey Kane as he's left stranded at first. We head to the second inning, 0-0 the score. You're watching the Springfield Drifters on the road here in Ridgefield. Top of the second inning, Dominic Hillman, Caden Delozier, Ryan Hayes due up for the Drifters as the first pitch from the pitcher Royal misses down and inside to Dominic Hillman, 1-0. It was a weird top of the first inning for the Drifters, and now they're batting here for the second time as Hillman takes a strike. It's now 1-1. In that first inning, Kleckner walked, and then on a 3-2 count to Trevor Anson, he tried to steal second as Hillman cuts through the 1-1 pitch, and it's now 1-2. He tried to steal second. It was a 3-2 pitch. The umpire did not signal it was a strike. We looked back at the film. He did not signal it was a strike. He pointed at home plate, called batter's interference, which is weird because Anson was taken off towards first thinking it was a walk. Hellman looks at a pitch down and away, and it's 2-2. And so then the runner in Kleckner took off towards second as he was trying to steal. The throw went to second from Sharp, the catcher, and ultimately called batter interference, which is weird because Kleckner was heading over to second thinking it was a walk as well, and that one's down and away 3-2. Either way, it was called a strikeout to Anson, and Kleckner for some reason was out. And now Hillman's up to the plate with a 3-2 count. And he'll check his swing, fouls it off, and we'll do the 3-2 one more time. So already out of the first 4 batters of the game, Springfield's gotten 3 full counts. And here's Hellman with another one. Hellman 1 for 3 yesterday with that solo shot to center. 3-2 is going to be taken for strike 3. Kirk Ordway a little bit late on that strikeout call. Either way, he picks up strikeout number 3. Royal does. And Hellman heads back to the dugout. So here's Caden Delozier. This is his second at bat as a Springfield Drifter. He was 0 for 1 with a strikeout on Friday in his first pinch hit appearance, although he's with his second team in the WCL this season. First pitch off speed and well away as got past Jacob Sharp, the catcher, 1-0. Delozier was playing with the Bend Elks earlier in the season, as now Sharp's going to go talk to Royal, the pitcher. But Delozier was playing with the Bend Elks earlier this year. In fact, he played against the Drifters in both series that Bend played in Springfield and in Bend. Overall, 3 of his 13 hits that he registered with the Bend Elks were against Springfield, had a 2 for 4 day and a 1 for 4 day. Also had an 0 for in there. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out, top of the second inning, 0-0 the score. Here's the 1-0 from Royal, and that's down and away inside. 2-0 to Delozier. So Delozier in Bend, he had a .255 batting average, 4 doubles, and 5 RBIs. Now playing with the Drifters. Pitch misses away, and it's now 3-0. In fact, this is actually the third WCL team that Caden Delogers played for. Last summer, he played for the Walla Walla Sweets, conquering the WCL as he'll ground one towards the right side of the field, and it finds its way into right field. Caden Delogers picks up the first hit of the game for Springfield. It's a one-out single. This will bring up Ryan Hayes, the catcher. 14th hit of the year for Delogers, and his first one in a Springfield uniform. And now Royal's going to have to work out of the stretch one more time. So here's Hayes getting the start behind the plate today. This is his second start behind the dish since coming back from that knee injury that kept him out all the way back on June 15th. As the first pitch to Hayes is fouled away, and it's 0-1. Hayes, since coming back from that knee injury, has gone 3 for 10. He went 0 for 2 in his last start. He got the opening start for the Drifters. He played 3 innings, and then after the 3rd inning, they took him out of the game as they're trying to work him back slowly as he begins to catch defensively. There's the 0-1. Hayes lines this towards center field shallowly, and it drops in center field. Going over to second on is Delogers, and back-to-back singles put 2 men aboard for Springfield. That's Hayes' 11th hit of the year. He only had 7 hits prior to the injury, but now has 4 hits in his first 11 at-bats since that knee injury. Springs up Taylor Holder, the right fielder. Runners at first and second, 1 out, top of the 2nd inning. First pitch to Holder, line towards right field, slicing foul and lands foul, 0-1. Holder 0 for 4 yesterday with a strikeout. Just 12 for 65 on the season. That's a 185 batting average for Holder, but that really isn't indicative of his performance. He's been barreling up some baseballs, just haven't really fallen. There's the 0-1, down and in, and it's now 1-1. Him and Trevor Anson both have been hitting the ball pretty hard. They just haven't gotten it to fall. For Holder, he's always confident with himself. He feels good on about his swing, just hasn't had the success numerically. He'll line this towards left field, and it's foul. 1-2. Holder just has 1 hit in his last 25 at-bats. It's going back to July 1st. Just really hasn't been quite the July that Holder was hoping for. But he still has the second half of July to go, as it's only the 17th. Holder fouls this away, and we'll do the 1-2 one more time. So Holder, he has a 185 batting average, and for him, he thinks that, it's baseball. Sometimes you're going to hit the ball hard, and sometimes it's going to get caught. But ultimately, by the end of the summer, he feels like it's going to even out. Here's the 1-2. Holder grounds this towards the left side. Welker taps on third, throws over to first, and in there safely is Holder, as the tag was not made by Mawai. So Holder safe at first. Delogers out at third. Hayes heads over to second on the fielder's choice play. And it was a close play that was almost a double play as Welker threw it over to first. Mawai jumped up, caught the ball, and then tried to tag Holder on the back. Holder, though, had already tapped on the first base bag, and he's safe there. Holder is sneaky fast over at first. And now it brings up Ethan Sitzman. 2 on and 2 out here in the second. 2 hits so far in the inning for Springfield. They only had 3 hits yesterday, so already off to a better start offensively today. First pitch to Sitzman, line to right field. It's through for a base hit. They're going to wave Hayes. The throw from right field from Prokes comes in. It's cut off momentarily, but sliding in safely is Hayes. And I don't know why there was a cutoff there, as that throw looked like it was going to be good from Prokes. Either way, it's an RBI single for Sitzman. Hayes scores on the play, and the Drifters take a 1-0 lead. On the play, Holder headed over to third. So 1-0 Springfield. And this brings up the 9-hole hitter, Mac Moyer. 2 outs, runners on the corners. Sitzman leading off from first. First pitch to Moyer. In there for a strike, 0-1. So Mac Moyer, this is going to be his final game as a Springfield Drifter. going to take the rest of the summer off to spend some time with his family. He's been on the road a lot. He has not been home for 11 months. Here's the 0-1, and that one's away, and it's 1-1. Mac Moyer, he just wrapped up his high school career at IMG Academy. He spent 2 seasons there in Florida, but ultimately that's a long ways away from home as he's from the Pacific Northwest. Here's the 1-1, and that one is in there for a strike, 1-2. Moyer, he'll be heading off to Eugene next year in the fall. Going to be a Duck. Super excited to watch him in Eugene as I myself also go to the University of Oregon. The 1-2 to Moyer bounces in, and it's now 2-2 towards the center fielder. Moyer's been playing his best baseball here at the end of the summer for him. He's 5 for his last 12 at-bats. .244 batting average for him. Here's the 2-2. Moyer fouls it away, stays alive. We'll see another pitch. I think it's been really awesome to watch Mac Moyer throughout the summer as you've really gotten to see him grow as a baseball player. He came in really raw as a high school baseball player. But since, as of recently, he started to take that turn and start to look a little bit more like a college baseball player. Fouls it away, and we'll do the 2-2 again. Picked up his first extra base hit this weekend on that hit-and-run play with Cannon Reader in game number 1. Has a chance for an RBI here, as the 2-2 is going to be called strike 3. Moyer goes down looking. 4th strikeout for Royal, and that'll do it for the second inning. 1 run comes in for Springfield on 3 hits overall. It's an RBI base hit for Ethan Sitzman. We head now to the bottom of the second inning, 1-0 Springfield with the lead. Drifters going to go on defense now. You're watching the Springfield Drifters here on the road in Ridgefield. So the first time through the batting order for Springfield, they get 3 hits and 1 run. That matches their complete game total from yesterday. Already a better stop offensively for the Drifters. Now they're going to have to go on defense. Hunter Dryden back on the mound. Sophia Mawai, Doyle Kane, Riley McCarthy due up for the Raptors. First pitch from Dryden comes in a fastball inside, and it's now 1-0. Why? Yesterday, 2 for 3 with a double. Overall, 4 for 7 on the series. He's been a menace against this Drifters team. The 1-0, Mawai lines it foul, left field side, 1-1. He's on a 3-game hit streak, and he's raised his batting average to .364. This Ridgefield team can really hit the ball. They're actually first in the WCL in offense, although Springfield's done a good job handling the bats of these Raptors. The 1-1 away on an off-speed pitch, and it's now 2-1. Springfield, after the 3rd inning yesterday, they faced the minimum. Really impressive 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th innings for the Drifters. 2-1, swing and a miss. Dryden got him to chase on a fastball high and in. It's now 2-2 to Mawai. Dryden ready on the mound. Mawai steps back up to the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1-0, the Springfield Drifters lead. Mawai lines this one foul, and we'll do the 2-2 one more time. So Hunter Dryden pitches at Whitworth. Had a couple of D3 offers coming out of high school from Deer Park, Washington. Was actually recruited to Whitman by head coach Tommy Richards of the Springfield Drifters. Ultimately, though, he decided to stay in the Spokane area. Fouled away by Mawai, and we'll do the 2-2 again. In fact, Hunter Dryden, he had an official visit at Whitman, and on that official visit was Julian Hernandez, a pitcher for the Springfield Drifters. Dryden ultimately ended up choosing Whitworth, and Hernandez, he chose Whitman. Mawai slowly steps in. He's ready. Dryden, the 2-2 pitch. Check swing, and he's going to be headed to first on a hit by pitch. So Mawai, it looked like he half swung, checked his swing, but it ultimately hit him on the shoulder, and he'll head to first on a hit by pitch. Leadoff man's aboard for the second time today for the Raptors. Runner at first, 0 outs. 1-0 Springfield leading. They've already turned 2 today once. It was a 6-4-3 double play with Travis Welker back last inning in the first. That was after Jacob Sharp reached on a walk, and now here comes Doyle Kane, the left fielder. We'll see if the Drifters can turn 2 one more time. Dryden working out of the stretch again. First pitch to Kane is a slider taken for a strike. 0-1. Kane, the hottest hitter on this Raptors team, a 10-game hit streak with 3 multi-hit performances during that stretch. He's currently 4th in the WCL in batting average at a .361 average. There's the 0-1, and that one's fouled away. 0-2. Kane, him and his brother, Mikey Kane, both playing on the Raptors. They both played together at the College of the Canyons, and both of them, they're hoping to play together in college next year. Both of them looking to transfer from COC, and in fact, tomorrow they're going to sign with their university. We're just not able to announce where they're going yet. Fouled away, and it's 0-2. Both really impressive. Mikey Kane, though, he was committed to USC, ultimately just decommitted from USC, and then wanted to play with his brother Doyle. Doyle 1 year older than Mikey, although Mikey a little bit highly rated. There's the 0-2, and it's fouled away. We'll do it one more time. Both of them, though, are really, really impressive. Mikey, he's 5th in the WCL in doubles, has a .291 average. Doyle, though, a little bit better offensively, .361 average, just not as many extra base hits, just 5. 0-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Check swing, and it's a strikeout for Dryden, his first today, as home plate umpire Ordway said he went around. And it'll bring up Riley McCarthy, the DH. Runner at first, 1 out, 1-0 Springfield leading after 3 hits and 1 run in the top of the second. Here's McCarthy, the DH, for the second time in this series. Got the day off yesterday after playing in game number 1. He also DH'd in game 1 as they throw back to first, and Delosier makes the tag on Mawai. Mawai is standing at first thinking that he got back in time. Billy Yeager, the field umpire, called him out, and Mawai is going to have to head back to the dugout as Dryden picked him off. Now 2 are gone. So a slow trot back to the dugout for Mawai. Still waiting, the first pitch is McCarthy. First pitch comes in, a slider taken for a strike, and it's now 0-1. McCarthy in that game on Friday, 2 for 3 with a walk-in strikeout. Overall, a .354 average for the Raptors. The 0-1 taken for a strike, and it's now 0-2. McCarthy from Vancouver, Washington, playing here in the Vancouver area for the Raptors. Here's the 0-2, and it's fouled away. Do it one more time. Plays his college ball just a little south of Vancouver at the University of Portland. Just appeared in 4 games as a freshman this past year. He had 3 pinch hit appearances. Overall, just 1 hit in those at-bats. Here's the 0-2, and it's taken inside, 1-2.
The good news for Ridgefield is that they are 9-3 against teams with currently a winning record.
Overall, in his last 7 games, though, he's starting to swing the bat pretty well. He's batting .400 during that stretch. 1-2 is going to be taken just outside. Saw numerous amounts of Springfield Drifters in the outfield drifting towards the dugout. Instead, it's a ball away, and it's now 2-2 to McCarthy.
9 against losing teams, 9-3 against winning teams.
Here's the 2-2. Grounded towards the left side. Anson picks up the sharp grounder, throws over to first, and McCarthy is retired. A 1-2-3 inning for Hunter Dryden after he allowed a runner on in Mawai with a hit by pitch. He later picked him off after McCarthy came up to the plate. McCarthy grounds out to end the inning. 1-0 Springfield leading after a 1-run, 3-hit second. We head now to the third. You're watching the Springfield Drifters on the road here in Ridgefield. Royal back on the mound for the Raptors, facing off against the top of the order, Kleckner, Anson, and Frazier. Top of the order, 1, 2, and 3, second time through the lineup. First pitch outside to Kleckner, and it's 1-0. Kleckner so far today, he walked in the first, and then he was out on that weird play with Ordway calling both Anson and Kleckner out. Kleckner, though, gets back on base after ripping a single to right field, and the leadoff man is aboard for the Drifters. Second time, Kleckner's led off and gotten on base, and this brings up Anson 0 for 1 with that strikeout on that weird play. We still don't know why Anson and Kleckner were both rolled out on the play. It seems like one of them would be safe, at least Kleckner maybe getting aboard with a walk as this one bounces in 1-0, or Kleckner going back to first on the batter's interference. Either way, it's still a weird play, and we're all the way through to the third. Kleckner going to run as Anson lines this to left field. It drops in left field. Kleckner going to head over to third on the hit-and-run situation as he slides into third safely. Anson finally gets a hit. He's raising his arms. He was 0 for his last 16, and he finally gets a hit. And, man, is he hyped up about that one. It's got to feel good for Anson as he's been able to barrel up the ball. It just hasn't dropped at all. That time he's able to get aboard at first base, and now runners on the corners, nobody out. And Dane Frazier, the 3-hole hitter, stepping up to the plate. Sharp directing traffic behind the plate. Always got to talk to the defense, especially with runners on the corners and nobody out. We'll see if Anson at first decides to take off towards second at any point during this at bat. First pitch to Dane Frazier is cut on and missed, 0-1. Frazier struck out swinging his first time up back in the first. Frazier overall 0 for 3 with a walk yesterday, 2 strikeouts. Actually, excuse me, that was on Friday. So now 0 for 4 in the series against the Raptors. The 0-1 taken for a strike, and it's now 0-2 to Frazier. So Frazier, 3 strikeouts in his 4 at-bats so far against the Raptors. Hoping to not go down on strikes again. Here's the 0-2. Frazier pops this in the air towards the right side of the field. Shallow right field as coming in as Prokes. He'll make the catch. Collector's going to stay at third, and it's just a pop-up for Frazier. First out is recorded here in the third.
Coming to the plate for the Springfield Drifters, the third baseman, Dominic Hellman.
This will bring up Dominic Hellman, the third baseman. Runners on the corners, 1 out. Hellman so far today, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. So far today, 4 strikeouts for the Drifters offensively, but they've been able to scratch across 1 run on 4 hits. And now stepping off the mound is Royal. He'll hop back on. And actually, they're going to call a balk. So it's a balk, and Collector's going to come down the third base line and score. Anderson heads over to second. The Drifters extend their lead. It's 2-0. So a balk called, and the Drifters now have a runner in scoring position at Anston. 2-0 the lead as the pitch comes in to Hellman. Ball. And now Hellman at the plate. Hellman takes a pitch inside. It's now 2-0. Hellman on the year, a .227 batting average, has 10 hits total, but the right side for him is that 6 of those 10 hits have been for extra bases, including 2 big flies. Hellman gets under this one, pops in the air towards foul territory, first base side. Mawai, the first baseman, under it, makes the catch. Anson standing at second, but Hellman out on a pop-up as he's well under that pitch. 2 outs, and this brings up Caden Delosier. 2-0 Springfield leading, 1 run in the second, and now 1 run in the third. Delosier with a chance to drive in the 3rd run of the game with Anson standing at second. Delosier so far 1 for 1 with the single. He swings and misses at the first pitch. Off speed, 79, down and away, 0-1. So a good start to his Drifters career. Able to get a hit in his first start as a Drifter. Here's the 0-1 to Delosier, and that's down and away. 1-1. Delosier didn't chase that time. So Delosier is playing with Bend. A lot of the D1 players came back for the Elks, and he wasn't getting as much playing time. Asked to be released and was ultimately released as he takes a pitch called for a strike, and it's now 1-2. So he was released from his contract from Bend. Apparently got traded, or not sure if it's traded or just taken by the Drifters. Either way, he's with the Springfield Drifters now. And the 1-2, he'll ground towards the right side. Picking it up is Kirkpatrick at second. He'll throw over to first, and Delosier's out on a ground out. 1 run comes in on the balk play. 2 hits overall in the inning, and Trevor Anson breaks his 0 for 16 streak. Really happy for him. We head now to the bottom of the 3rd inning, 2-0 Springfield leading. You're watching the Springfield Drifters here on the road in Ridgefield. Hunter Dryden back on the mound for the Springfield Drifters, and he's having a good start to his day. Just allowed 1 hit overall. And that second inning, he faced the minimum after allowing him a Y with a hit by pitch. He picked him off 2 batters later after getting Doyle Kane to strike out. McCarthy grounded out, and that was a 1-2-3 second. He's out here against the 8, 9, and 1-hole hitters, and Sepulveda's at the plate. First pitch to Alex Sepulveda, high fastball from Dryden. It's now 1-0. Sepulveda was 0 for 9 in his past series against Bellingham. It was a poor series offensively as fouls this one back, 1-1. He had a 7-game hit streak that was going into that series against Bellingham before going 0 for 9. Overall, a .250 batting average on the year for Sepulveda. He'll ground this softly towards the left side. Anson fields it on a chopper, throws over to first, and Sepulveda's out. So bring up Nate Kirkpatrick, the second baseman. 1 out, nobody on for the Raptors. 2-0 Springfield leading. Already today, 5 hits, 2 runs for Springfield. That's more than they had in the complete game yesterday against Ridgefield. Ridgefield, they won their 7th series in their past 8. Are one of the top teams in the WCL. First pitch, Kirkpatrick flares this towards right field, and it drops along the line. Holder picks it up in right and then throws it in. Kirkpatrick going to be held with a single, but Kirkpatrick picks up his 2nd hit of the series and his 8th hit overall in the season. So bring up Jacob Sharp, the catcher. Don't often see a catcher leading off, but Sharp, he's not your usual catcher. He played in the outfield the last 2 games. Once in left field and once in right field today. He's behind the plate. He's listed on the lineup as a catcher, but with his batting average being .349 and his power having 9 home runs, you're going to want him in the lineup every day you can, and so even when he gets the break from behind the plate, he's out in the field in the outfield. First pitch to Sharp is going to be a slider high, and it's now 1-0. So Sharp walked his first time up, was later out on a 6-4-3 double play by Travis Welker, who's on deck for the Raptors. As runner at first, 1 out. 2-0 Springfield leading as Dryden throws in a pitch called a strike, and it's now 1-1. Springfield 1 run in the second, 1 run in the top of the 3rd. That's where we find ourselves here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Here's the 1-1. Grounded towards the left side. Diving play by Anson, but he has no play other than the diving play. He had to eat it. It was a nice, impressive dive by Anson on the defensive end, but he keeps the ball from going into the outfield, and it prevents maybe Kirkpatrick heading from first to 3rd. It would have been an interesting play with Kirkpatrick's speed and Kleckner coming in from left field. Either way, Anson keeps it in the infield, but it's an infield hit for Jacob Sharp as he's aboard for the 2nd time today. Now the Raptors have 2 runners on, 1 runner in scoring position. And here's Welker that we just mentioned, grounded out into a 6-4-3 double play back in that 1st inning.
Third place, actually now tied for 2nd with Corvallis with the Knights losing. Both 2.5 games behind Portland in the overall standings.
So Dryden working out of the stretch again. This is the most amount of base runners he's had on today. And this 2-0 lead for Springfield. First pitch, Welker pops this in the air towards the backstop, and it lands just atop of us on the booth. And it's now 0-1. Welker, an infielder from Lompoc, California, chose to play baseball in-state in California, headed up to the Central Valley to go play for the Fresno State Bulldogs. 0-1 the count, 1 out. Here's the pitch to Welker. He'll ground it towards the left side. Anson fields it at short, flips it over to second. It was going to be a tough play, and it was a diving play, but it was off the bag. Sharp over to second as he's safe. Anson went over, fielded at shortstop. Dominic Hellman, who was a 3rd baseman, he probably should have gone to the 3rd base bag. But Hellman, he tried to field that ball, got a little too aggressive, and you can see that Anson was directing Dominic to go back to 3rd right after that play. Hellman, though, because he charged for the ball, he wasn't at the 3rd base bag, which probably could have gotten a force out there. That's just the inexperience from Hellman, as he's going to have to learn that third base position. He came into college as a shortstop, and he'll be playing potentially shortstop with the Ducks next year, but he's been a third baseman for the Drifters and couldn't get to it that time. And now the bases are loaded, and here is Mikey Kane. First pitch, off speed high, and it's now 1-0. Kane so far a single back in the first. Was able to get his first hit after going 0 for 4 yesterday. His third hit of the series, though. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out, 2-0 Springfield leading. There's the pitch to Kane. Checked his swing. Did he go around? They appeal, and Yeager said he did not go. And it's 2-0 to Kane now. He had an RBI in game number 1. If you get a base knock here, it could potentially tie the game. Dryden hoping to turn 2 for the second time today. He's had a lot of ground balls. Just the Drifters haven't been able to field it and get outs. Fastball and foul tipped into the mid of Hayes. 93 from Dryden that time, and now Hayes is going to go talk things over with Dryden, the pitcher. I think they're trying to get on the same page. It's always interesting with these catchers in the WCL because there's always a rotating door of who's going to start per game, and sometimes pitchers haven't thrown to catchers before literally the game. And especially with Hayes being out with the knee injury, he hasn't been behind the plate too much, and I'm not sure how many times Dryden and Hayes have had this connection. 2-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Kane swings and misses, and it's now 2-2. 79 that time from Hunter Dryden on the slider. That was a big whiff. So you get a 14-mile-per-hour difference between the fastball that Dryden's known for and that slider off-speed pitch. Kane well in front of that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bases loaded for the Raptors. Here's the 2-2. Kane just got a piece of it. 2-2. So we mentioned it, Mikey Kane with his brother Doyle Kane up here. They're going to be committing to their next college tomorrow after playing their collegiate baseball at College of the Canyons. Mikey, though, just wrapped up his career with COC, had a .320 batting average for the Cougars last year.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Bases loaded with 1 out.
Dryden ready. Here's the 2-2. And it drops high above the letters, and it's now 3-2. That was the slider that time from Dryden. He just couldn't get it in the zone. So now with 3 balls, Dryden has 1 pitch away from either getting a strikeout or allowing the first run of the game to come in on a walk. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out with the bases loaded. Springfield leading by 2 here in the bottom of the 3rd. Here's the pitch from Dryden. Kane fouls it away one more time, and this is a battle.
3 straight singles for the Raptors. Kirkpatrick looped one down the right field line. Sharp grounded.
Dryden in this inning has allowed a lot of weak contact base runners. Welker, Sharp, and Kirkpatrick all getting aboard on singles. 2 of them didn't leave the infield. Kirkpatrick just a flare to right field, and then Sharp and Welker both ground balls to the left side of the field.
2 strikes. Mikey Kane, a .291 hitter. 24 RBIs. Wants to get to the quarter-century mark here.
Full count. Here's the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Strikeout for Hunter Dryden, and that's a big second out for the Drifters. Second strikeout of the day for Drydo, and it brings up Trent Prokes, the right fielder. So bases loaded, 2 outs, and Dryden just needs 1 more out to get out of this jam. 2-0 Springfield leading.